Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying cautionary tale about your money. Because right now, banks and massive financial institutions are playing a highly calculated game. And here is the scary part: most of us have absolutely no idea we're even on the board. Over the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the hidden traps of modern banking, look at exactly how your own psychology is being weaponized against you, and finally, show you how to sidestep these pitfalls with some highly actionable debt avoidance strategies. Because right now, millions of people are willingly walking straight into a financial slaughterhouse, totally blind to the mechanics at play. So let's figure out how this all works. Okay, let's dive into this. Minus $45,000. That represents the sudden, visceral financial loss you can suffer when you step into one of these banking traps without even realizing it. I mean, imagine just going about your day, right? You're thinking your finances are completely secure, only for a giant, hyper-realistic bear trap to suddenly snap shut on your leg. A sudden disaster, like an unexpected massive expense or a devastating fraud drain just crushing your accounts out of absolutely nowhere. And the crazy thing is, this isn't just bad luck. It's an actual vulnerability built into the very tools we use every single day. Which brings us to a really harsh question. Are banks treating your wallet like it's open hunting season? Well, the short answer is yes, for sure. Most people out there think the only difference between the two pieces of plastic sitting in their wallet is simply whose money they're spending at the checkout counter. But they are dead wrong. You are basically the prey in a secret game, forced to navigate between two very different financial mechanisms that look almost identical on the surface, but act entirely differently behind the scenes. You're fundamentally standing at a crossroads between two paths every time you open your wallet. Path A is a system that can actually fund your lifestyle for completely free, offering you incredible perks, protections, and rewards. Path B, however, it's essentially a legal scam. It's a sinking quicksand pit perfectly designed by these financial institutions to keep you broke until the day you die. It's a really stark contrast, and making the wrong choice between these two paths is exactly what traps so many people. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is it shows the tool most people think is the safest option. We call it the debit trap. You know how it goes. You work incredibly hard, you get paid, and your money sits safely inside your bank account. You've got your debit card, and you think to yourself, hey, I'm being responsible. I'm only spending what I actually have. It creates this incredibly comforting illusion of safety. You literally feel like your money is locked away in some heavy cartoon safe, totally protected from the world. But that safety, it is entirely a mirage. Let's actually break down the mechanics of what's happening. When you're at a coffee shop and you swipe that debit card, you aren't just making a simple transaction. You are opening a direct underground digital pipeline straight into your life savings. The money leaves your account instantly. Poof. Yes, it's convenient, sure, but it is highly, highly vulnerable. There is absolutely no buffer between the outside world and your hard-earned cash. To make this danger personal, just imagine this scenario for a second. It's a Friday night. A hacker gets hold of your debit card information, and remember, they don't even need your physical card. They just need the data. In an instant, they drain $5,000 from your account. That isn't just digits on a screen. That is your actual rent money. That's your grocery money for the whole month. Because of that direct digital pipe we just talked about, that cash is gone, instantly, vanished. So, the crucial point is that it all boils down to one simple, brutal rule. In the world of debit, you are guilty until proven innocent. When that $5,000 disappears, your landlord doesn't care that you were hacked. Your utility company definitely doesn't care. Your rent is still due. And your only recourse is to go begging the bank to investigate. You are out of your own cash, completely exposed, just waiting and hoping that the institution eventually decides to put your money back. Now, this completely shifts our perspective and brings us to the alternative, what we might call the devil's contract. Enter the credit card. Now, I know the credit card often plays the villain in personal finance stories, but look at the reality of the actual mechanism. When you swipe a credit card, a truly amazing thing happens. Exactly $0 leave your bank account. Instead, you're essentially tapping a massive, incredibly wealthy bank on the shoulder and saying, hey, buy this for me, I'll pay you back later. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why that distinction matters so much. If a hacker strikes your debit card, whose money is stolen? Yours. The bank's reaction? They take a leisurely stroll to investigate. And your rent money? Gone. But look at the alternative. If a hacker strikes your credit card, whose money is stolen? The bank's money. Their reaction? They sprint a marathon to fix it. And your rent money? It stays completely safe in your checking account, totally untouched. Here's the secret they don't advertise. Banks will sprint an absolute Olympic marathon to get their money back. When you call to report credit card fraud, the bank doesn't freeze your personal checking account. No way. They instantly delete the fraudulent charge. Why? Because it's their corporate money on the line. And let me tell you, nothing causes a bank to panic and act faster than losing their own capital. By using credit, you are essentially outsourcing your fraud protection to a multi-billion-dollar entity that has the power and the motivation to fight the hackers for you. But this brings us to a massive climax: $150 billion. Think about that number. If credit cards are so protective, and if they offer such an incredible shield for the consumer, how in the world does the credit card industry make over $150 billion every single year? They certainly aren't running a charity. They are running a highly, highly profitable business. And the way they generate this kind of revenue is by setting a brilliant, almost invisible psychological trap. The secret to that $150 billion lies in a deliberate psychological trick called the frictionless slide. When you use a credit card, your brain's physical pain response to spending money is completely muted. Swiping a card is literally frictionless. You don't feel the loss of resources. The trap is engineered to make you feel artificially rich, totally disconnecting the act of acquiring goods from the pain of actually losing your money. Let's move to and see how this builds by thinking about the physical actions involved. On the one hand, you have handing over raw cash. When you peel a crisp $100 bill out of your wallet and hand it to a cashier, your brain actually registers physical pain. It genuinely hurts to see your resources leave your hands. But on the other hand, swiping that glowing piece of plastic mutes that pain response completely. You wave a card, a machine beeps, and you walk out feeling like a king. You haven't felt the loss at all. Well, at least until the bill arrives. And that brings us to the terrifying reality of day 30, 25%. When that statement arrives, if your muted pain response led you to spend more than you actually have in the bank, the trap snaps shut. Unpaid balances at the end of the month unleash an absolute monster. An interest rate of 25% isn't just a simple fee. It is a predatory mechanism designed to sink its teeth right into your wallet and refuse to let go. This dynamic directly feeds what's known as the compounding debt mountain. Because of that 25% interest, a simple, seemingly manageable balance can snowball into massive, suffocating debt incredibly quickly. It grows faster than you can even imagine, compounding month after month. See, the banks willingly give you that incredible security shield we talked about earlier, entirely because they are betting that the frictionless slide will eventually push you right onto this mountain. They are literally banking on your human psychology failing you. But, as promised, this cautionary tale ends with a way out. You can actually beat them at their own game using the ultimate cheat code. Step 1, use the credit card exactly like a free short-term loan. Step 2, reap all the points, the free flights, and that heavy marathon sprinting fraud security. And the absolute most critical part, step 3, pay the balance to zero every single month. This is exactly how the wealthy navigate the system. They extract all the perks without ever stepping foot onto the debt mountain. But to even access the cards that offer these incredible perks and protections, you need the right key. Will you build the credit score needed to unlock these perks and finally beat the bank at their own game? Because having the knowledge to avoid the trap is pretty much useless if you don't have the score to sit at the table in the first place. It's time to take control of your financial psychology, master the loop, and escape the trap permanently. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today, and remember, keep questioning the systems around you.